wishing to be done missing, but I guess this comes hand in hand.
It's certainly possible, and I think there's an interplay between technology that we invent to satisfy one human need, which then may frustrate some other human need. Then I think the natural tendency is you tweak the technology to try to optimize it between the various human needs. So just in the way we deal with our computers, you can see this happening over the last 30 years. The human brain is very bad at calculating and remembering large databases and formatting text and checking spelling, so we had the first personal computers that could do all those things. They were very frustrating to use with all typing in those text strings. So as computer power increased, we tried to get the technology to harmonize more with human nature by simulating desktops and icons, all of these things that the computer by itself doesn't do. It's this fantastic virtual reality on our modern computer screens in order to simulate the kind of world that we do live in, a world of space and objects and locations. Likewise, we now have the software that gives us these artificial social networks, like the social networking software that recreates the kind of human community in which we might know 50 people very well and interact with, say, 10 other groups of about 50 people. So as technology starts to clash with some feature of human nature, I think what it does is it prompts an effort to humanize the technology in that direction. It'll never be perfect because there's always trade-offs. Something that's good at one thing will be bad at other things. But that's, I think, how we try to push back at our own technology. Here's an example. So a lot of people can't get anything done because there's too much email. It used to be that email, of course, made you more productive. You didn't have to type out on a piece of paper and then proofread it and correct it with whiteout and stuff it in an envelope and stick on a stamp and walk over to the mailbox.
Exactly.
Now it's instant. So that made you more productive, except for the unintended consequence that it's so cheap to send correspondence that now I get...
Anybody that reads your book, maybe,
they
don't even have to think it over if they're going to send a letter.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think like any advance in any complication of human life, in part it calls for developing new strategies of self-control. So if I'm writing a book, I can't write a book if I'm answering an email every 30 seconds. So I turn off Outlook. In the morning, I'll sit down at the computer, I'll have the email messages from the night before. I'll answer as many as I can up to a certain period of time. Then I close Outlook, and I don't open it again until after dinner. So that I'm not constantly being tempted to answer the email.
So you actually don't answer email during the day, only in the morning?
Well, when I write a book.
Okay.
If I'm in the middle of a semester teaching and on committees, then I have no choice. But if it's a period of time that I've blocked out, this is the time to write a book or to write a paper, then I'll implement a strategy of self-control like that. Oh. Because if I see it on the screen, I'll want to answer it. If it's out of sight, it's a little more.
And it distracts your mind, it brings emotions.
Emotions, you get distracted. Oh, it's so annoying. How can I think about reading the literature on the history of torture or whatever? And there are even technological fixes for that. Now, there are programs that people buy that will actually lock out email for a certain number of hours, so that if you are tempted to check your email, you have no choice.
Self-control, yeah, like one of my pet theories of email is that sometimes you have emails of 10 different people, and then the emotional state of each one of these relationships is very different. With one person you're upset, with the other one you're really excited about the collaboration, and it's very draining not to transfer the emotions of one to the other. Because you're...
Very true, yes.
So that's what...
But often therapists say that you should pay attention to why you're in the emotional state you're in now, so that you don't react inappropriately to someone else. So if someone just irritates me at work, and I'm just walking around in a state of agitation, then the whole world looks like an insult. Yeah. And so I might be grumpy with my wife. And if I think, no, she isn't being annoying, it's the email I got 45 minutes ago that's annoyed me. And you can then partition your world into the annoying part, the not annoying part. But that also requires self-control, and it involves this meta-knowledge. That is, I need a theory of myself. You know, Pinker needs a theory of Pinker, and Hidalgo needs a theory of Hidalgo in order to manage ourselves in a world that gets more and more complicated.
Keep on wishing to be done missing, but I guess this comes hand in hand with wanting it all. I need sleep, killed all the sheep.